Hi there everyone and welcome to VGDA Week 7. I'm sick as a motherfucker, so I'm going to be using this text-to-speech thing to talk to you all. Also, I'll be swearing more, because it sounds funny. Gasp. Because of how ridiculous this whole scenario is, I'll be cutting my bit short and giving the teams more time to meet up. There are a few things that we'll be going over today, though. Namely t-shirts, updates on speakers, our overall progress and employment opportunity, how to find networking and employment opportunities. First, Amy will be going over how t-shirts are going to be organized.
So we're gonna try and do shirts. Next week, hopefully, MSL design team will have an actual title that will get sued. And the week after that, so by next Tuesday we will have a title, and then we will send out like a call for designs, and we will be voted. If you were here last semester, you know the gray shirt that it was voted on through Facebook, so we will be doing that again this semester since they were. Katie will be in charge. She's not here right now. Yeah. Orders will be after spring break. We will be voting over spring break since it's coming up so fast. So, yeah. And I'm not sure about how it's pricing. Like a Google Docs or something? Or it was like $15 last time, right? 15-ish. It was about $15-ish.
That's very unprepared of you, Mr. Hawking.
Charades.
Okay, yeah, that's it for now. Thanks.
Updates on speakers. So we're still waiting to hear back from Fowler, the sound lead at Blizzard. Tim Ford, the lead gameplay programmer on the Overwatch, is going to be coming to visit us April 14th. He's agreed to be here for our whole meeting, so that he can check out our process and tell us that we're awesome. His talk will probably be the most casual we've had. He'll be talking about what he does, how he got to where he is, and talking about how programmers implement DAD gameplay in a collaborative context. So that's going to be kick-ass. He will be coming in late in our development cycle, but the upside is that he'll be able to see a more finished product and give us more accurate feedback on what it is we've done, even if we won't necessarily have time to implement all of it for this project. Our overall progress. Last week I talked about how we had fallen behind a little bit, and asked that people work to step up their communication with their team leads so that we could work as effectively as possible. We did that. We caught the fuck up on this bitch and we're back to being on track. Fuck. Sony Santa Monica is opening up a new section to their studio or something. They need temporary QA testers. For those of you who don't know, QA testers are people who play games, find bugs, and report those bugs. It's not great pay, but it's AAA game experience, which is super valuable. Check it out, and catch a job. Finally, some people have asked me how I seem to come across so many opportunities in the game industry. Unfortunately, there's no real easy answer. You do have to spend some time seeking out opportunities, job posting boards, meetup groups, etc. But a lot of these resources can be set up so that they update to your Facebook page or email. If you do this, you'll have an easier time of staying on top of things.
No answer. Okay.
I think he's working on it.
I'm just trying to express myself, you insensitive ass.
She has such good timing.
Give it up for Anna.
Sounds so lovely.
Any other questions?
Can you just do this for the rest of your career here? Just never.
Fuck you, Jimmy.
You're just proving his point.
God help us all.
Hi guys, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
So this week, we wrote themes for Splendor. It's been a long week.
I think you need a talking program too.
Apparently I do. So, Splendor and Grace. We continue to develop themes for those. And I had the idea of once we have the theme set, we are going to rewrite the themes into like a lesser version, because all the gods, they start off like a fractured of themselves. So all the theme music is going to be sad when you first meet the god, and then once you put them together, then it plays the full thing. So more dramatic development with music, because that's fun and stuff. We also recorded puzzle sounds in the studio this week. So if design doesn't update the list for the puzzle asset list, then we're done with puzzle sounds. So yay. Getting work done finally. Yay. Okay, I'll play some music for y'all. Get you guys excited and stuff. Oh yeah, we also did some background music, and it should be in the build tech shows today, right? Maybe? Okay.
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay. We'll start off with some... Let's just go to background music. This is the one that's going to be in the build today, hopefully. not very exciting stuff, but that's what background music is supposed to be like. Yay! The music isn't the forefront. It's what's the actual gameplay that's the forefront, and we're going for a relaxing tone, so that's why it's not very, exciting. Because this isn't like a fighting game where you need a ton of like super cool riffs and shit. Okay, and I think this is the Splendor theme we're gonna stick with. If I understand correctly, I don't play that. It's short. I played this last week too. This is Splendor. I think I said that. Maybe. Yeah, it's really short. So we're gonna expand on this. Either this is gonna be the fractured one, and then we're gonna build it in to make it the whole, or we're gonna tear this apart and make it the fractured piece. If that makes sense. So yay. And then Grace. This one, I think. Maybe. Let me get my notes. I wrote it down. I thought I remembered. Okay, so this one's a little bit different. For this one, we're going to take elements from one and then put it in the other. For one's the fractured, the other's the whole. You have something to say, Nathan? Okay. Okay. And then this is the one we're probably going to stick to for the whole theme. We're probably going to change things around a bit so they're more connected because they were written by two separate people. But, yeah. questions, comments, concerns?
Sounds nice.
Sweet. All right. Have a good day, y'all.
That I'm on currently, but man, hearing the music is super exciting. So thanks a lot to the sound team for getting this stuff together so quickly. That shit sounds so good.
Technically mute now. All right, week 7. So we got Zimbri finalized. Yay! So a third discussion took place on Monday. Really, thank you guys that joined me. I think there was about like 12 of you guys. I think not including Sophians, but. My point is that there were a lot of you guys that were there when you guys really didn't need to, and you were there because of your own goodwill. And for that, you'll be rewarded, and you guys have got 2 points for if you had participated. I find them enormously helpful for finalizing assets, and I think that we'll have more of them in the future. So these are just the final concept art for Zimri that was submitted this last week. After we had come to the conclusion of heading in a general direction for Zimri. We really like the color scheme on the one on the right, far right, with the even though the tones are kind of desaturated, they're still kind of coming out from the background, and that will really help in having them stand out in the environment. We really liked the fact that there was a big piece of clothing that we can animate or add mass to the character that's flowing over the shoulder there. Same with the one in the middle here. The one that has got a huge piece of fabric hanging down off the back on the right side. And the fact that it looks kind of like a scarf really lends to the fact that Zimri's not only a monk but a traveler. And some more variations. Although, I mean, there are a lot of explorations here with face paint, colors obviously, and just general like personification of each as a separate entity. So our process was to review all the most recent designs by each artist within a span of 2 weeks. We see what's successful together, and we take those from each design. We put it into, this pool of what we can bring to the table, and then from there we choose a skeleton design that we can graft these elements onto, and after that, after all that's said and done, we make the adjustments. So without further ado, that's Zimri. The colors allow for legibility from afar. Colors allow for legibility from afar. The attire is viable as both monk robes and travel wear, and the shapes of mass allow for flow and animation. And these are the assets for left and right facing.
What's he carrying? Is that like a staff or?
Yeah, that's going to be his instrument there.
Oh.
So he's going to be pulling it from his back and then playing it from his back.
Oh, that's cool.
And that should be pretty simple for animation as well. So more concept art for the gods. We've got another triumvirate here. I really like the one in the middle with the horns. It really would read as part of a personality if it's not included in the other gods. I'm pretty sure this one is... Sarah, which one? Which one was this one? Order. There we go. And that kind of makes sense because there are a lot of geometric shapes that you can see in this. There's a triangle on the torso. The two horns kind of mirror this, and so you can kind of see two triangles going straight down to a rectangle that's also basically a triangle going upwards. So all that is shape language. some more here. These are more in the context of them being statues, hence the gray hue. More statues. I really like these ones because, like I said, the shapes really lend to their personality. Order is a trapezoid right here, so it's got a lot of stability and doesn't fall over. We've got Grace, which is more organic and flows. And then there's Splendor, which is super unstable and it's just got a lot of flow and a lot of weight at the top that can be moved. We've got more for Order. Lots of color variations. I really like the blue skin, makes them have this kind of outer worldly kind of feel. It also lends itself to Indian culture and mythology. Color variations are always smiled upon because this really helps us kind of convey the personality of the character without having to say another word. Some for Grace. And for Splendor. So now we've got more environmental assets and world building. This is just an entire panel of Israel's work. Sorry, not Israel. Ishmael. Sorry, I'm so sorry about that. Ishmael's work. These might seem very similar in appearance, but upon further observation, there are actually different color palettes used in each block of, or set of 6, and 9 down there as well. More statues. These are just the combined of the 3 that we saw earlier that we can use in the environment. Some splash art from Aaron. And we've got a pagoda slash... yeah, that. We've got that. This is going to be in the one of the background assets because it's got light on it. And this really heavily helps us. Like it helps us a lot in conveying the culture of what we've kind of amalgamated. You can see a lot of influences from Cambodian architecture melded with some Middle Eastern influence as well. So I think this is very successful as a piece. And this is our finalized tile set. I kind of washed out some of the hues so that, and this isn't permanent, but we can play around with this since they're a tile set, and we can kind of strike off the opacity or whatnot, but I want to dull them down just a little bit so that Zimri can stand out a little bit more, for the time being, of course. So Zimri was actually pretty pixelated at 100 by 100 pixels. So, and his workspace dimensions were changed to 1000 by 1000, and that solved all our problems. So therefore, blocks changed to 1000 by 1000 pixels. Thus, play area dimensions are now 1,000,000 by 1,000,000 pixels. These will be our fresco dimensions, and should also be considered when creating background and foreground assets. So this is one of the type, or one of the fonts that Michael created, and I think that really, really helps convey a sense of tradition and maybe like an archaic culture with like a modern, very simplistic I don't know, style. This is just some concept art of how it would look on mobile. Of course, it says press start, and there's no start button. So that's a puzzle in itself, I guess. Like, you would have to press the start button.
Yeah, that's good. Make that up on the fly.
Yeah, but there's no options or credits.
You'll have to talk to Michael about that. Okay. So the task completed, we got done Zimri, the gods, world building, environments, and UI, and we finalized Zimri and middle ground tiles. This week we're gonna finalize at least one god. I'm already working on the animation for Walk, and we're gonna conceptualize environments with an emphasis on puzzle elements and background assets. Mainly because foreground assets won't be as powerful if we're not able to see background assets. So background assets are going to come before, and puzzle elements are even more important than that because They're namely the puzzle elements. So they're going to be the basis in which Zimri even has to travel through the cave. And that includes pressure plates, floor switches, harmonic architecture, and some others. We've got other gods and the fresco, and we're also going to animate the turn animation. So by St. Patty's, we're going to have finalized assets for at least one god, walk cycle, and background, like I said, and we'll be finished with the concept art for some more gods and the environment, background, puzzles, like I said, and the fresco. By the 24th, we should have finalized assets for another god, another Zimri animation, more concept art, and more animations. Questions, comments, concerns? No? I don't think so. We tested it out on inside the game. Yeah, good.
I actually have an issue with all of those pixels for the Fresco. I don't think my computer or any computer that I know of currently that can handle an image that's 1 million by 1 million pixels.
We can work this out. That was just some quick math that I did up. I didn't actually try out whether or not their million by million pixels could work, but that was very recent development. So
you can make it in chunks. Just divide it up into tiles. Do them one by one.
makes sense.
Due to the increase in the image sizes.
No, I think that's definitely possible. It might be hard for artists, but if we keep to a single sketch or a color palette, I think it'll really unify things if we're going to be doing it that way. Or a rough line layer.
Like you showed me the feature where you can hold down the like button and it gets bigger. I never knew
Emily,
people did that.
show us your shit.
So I'm also sick, so mine is going to be short, but that's okay. I'm going to stand far away so I don't get too sick. Yay! Design Team Update Week 7. So, we don't have a name yet, but we have a big list of names, and we've had some nice, good team discussions on what we were kind of looking for in a name. So, among others, these are some of the front runners: Harmonia, Song of Sanctuary, Song of Creation. There's also the prospect of Harmonia with like a subtitle under it. I like multiple word names for this because I think it sounds more like ancient and epic and like a myth, but that's all been discussed. A handful of other cool ones we will be deciding this week because we have a short list now, so worst case scenario, Sunday night it'll just be like, okay, everyone vote and their name. So, next week. How long have I been sitting? Like I said, PowerPoint's really short. We have puzzle architects for the levels. There's a document that goes more in depth about this. So level 1 basically is going to be rhythm puzzles, focus on keeping your beat, timing, that kind of thing, just because level 1 is kind of orders level, so it's the base rhythm. Level 2 is more listening and matching, replicating sounds, like, you know, those mastermind games where, like, they give you a thing, or, like, somebody says, those kind of puzzles. And that's because it's Grace's level, and she's about kind of listening and understanding, things like that. And level 3 is, like, chord creation, creating harmonies, so kind of similar, in mechanics level 2, but kind of beyond and way more crazy. So it'll give you a node and you'll have to make it with all these crazy complicated things. So yeah, so that's what we're going for with puzzle level archetypes. Other cool stuff, so we have the dialogue roughed out for level 1, which is awesome. We had a ton of fun writing it. This week we're going to be finalizing it and roughing out level 2. We've been, our art design mythology stripe team has been chatting a whole lot and coming up with a bunch of cool stuff. So that's been working really well. PowerPoint is really short. So yeah, next week, dialogue, more dialogue, finalizing puzzles. So that's like the final puzzles. We have like a big bank of a bunch of puzzles that we've been tossing around, but now that we have kind of the archetypes and how they're all going to fit in, we're going to figure out the final 3 puzzles for each level. So that's going to be our big task. Yeah, then writing dialogue, figuring out mythology, going to be starting on the other random puzzles that we have to do everywhere else. But the 3 big ones, important, and then deciding on a name, and then continuing to answer your questions. Reminder about the FAQ, about the glossary. If there's anything you aren't sure of, please send us stuff and we'll clarify. Because we want to make sure we're all on the same page. Any questions? No?
Can we go over the burnout chart real quick with Michael? Yeah. Alright. Cool. So, as you guys know, we're using agile production methodology to build our game. So this is actually a burn down chart, which is showing how things are progressing for everything so far. And after updating it, it actually looks like it's going pretty well. So, yeah. Basically the blue line is showing how many hours remaining, the red one is showing how many have been complete. Took a huge dip today because I put in all the new stuff. Yeah, things had to be updated. And then this little line right here is just showing roughly the way things should be progressing. So we're not quite at that, but it's not really a huge deal because if you notice over here in the corner, it says that we're going to finish on May 1st at the rate we're going. So assuming we don't lose any speed here, that looks pretty good because it means we'll get our game done in time with a little bit of time to spare, which means we might even be able to get some of the extra stuff that the teams wanted to get finished for the game. So, I mean, this is good. People should be happy, but at the same time, don't get real comfortable where you are because that doesn't leave us a lot of wiggle room, and if we stop getting stuff done, then we won't finish, and that would suck. Is it? Okay, then actually we're a little bit behind. 3 days, so that's okay. Okay. This is April 28th. Alright, well, never mind then. So we say it's April 28th, so we're 3 days behind, which still isn't bad. But, yeah, everybody keep doing your stuff. I don't know.
Wait, so is it the week before finals? 2 weeks before?
Do you want to show up the building? Or if you want, I can control it. You can explain that.
I'll do that.
Is there we
wanted me to control. Alright, so we got some pretty cool stuff this week. I'll start off with the test scene and show you guys the cool stuff at the end. So, is it still on your backs? It should be, yeah, okay. So, we got some things done. So this yellow box right here is our way of talking with the gods. Alrighty. So if that's satisfactory from design, that's good. All right. So this is our test for being trapped inside, and press the little button. Obviously, you get out. Down here, this is our the Simon Says game. So it's red, green, blue, red. So red, green, blue, red, and that goes away. Over here, this is what we had last week. Not exactly sure what we would be using this for. Note staff. So this is probably something for synchronizing with a tone in the background. I think. Right, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think this is what we showed last week. So
Yeah.
I think that's it for that. So yeah. That'll matter later. No.
Where's the sound
So as you can see in here, we have both the art and the sound in. This little red square, that's a placeholder for the corridor puzzles. So once we get puzzles in, we'll slap those in.
Final animation right here. I think there's a glitch where you can just see it caught to the wall.
Yeah.
We fixed it. Oh, okay.
You can't go through it anymore, but you
Memory is actually a pogo stick.
Yeah.
So,
Pogo sticks
this is from last week, the quarter puzzle.
Yeah. Essentially, the quarter puzzles are still in the making due to the fact that right now in the generation, there are certain times there could be where the generation of the cave could be cornered. And when the corridors are at its max size, the amount of that happening increases 200%. So those aren't the final corridor sizes. So basically next week we'll be working more into the generation, possibly starting the dead-end paths task, where we're not actually going to have the full-out dead ends put in. We'll just have the method that will handle it, that will handle the dead ends, and we'll be putting placeholder markers where the dead end paths will start, because if we try implementing the dead end paths, it'll be yet another thing that can mess with our generation. So, yeah, it's really cool that now we have the art assets to look into.
animations.
Yeah, that's the final character right there. I think we have one more thing to show. It might be the title scene. We've never. Oh, did you show the pause screen? Actually. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Now, if you jump, now there's a pause menu. So this is still a work in progress. By pressing Escape or P, you can have this menu. I think I heard from design they want it to where its scroll pops up on the side. Either way, we have the basic functionality of that down. Now all that really needs is an options menu to go to and some touch-ups here and there. Let's see. What else do we have? So, for the title scene, we're able to get the basics of the options menu now. We basically, oh yeah, there we go. So, in the options menu, now we have, we can manipulate the sound in the game, where we can toggle certain background noises that say you are hard of hearing or you're in a bus stop, you can't really blast it very loud. We can adjust the volume of it since you don't really want this game to be at full blast 100% of the time because there's certain situations where you don't really want that. We also put in, this was before the background music was put in, we basically put in like a test song to like test out the volume of it. I forgot what song it was.
It's not plugged in.
Okay, thank God. Okay, so basically, no. So, as you can see, we can adjust the volume, which could, so, from that, we are able to, which will transition us to the next task we'll be working on, which will be to transition from song to song, going through puzzle rooms, which is very imperative for this type of game, especially for sound design. You don't want it to just like instantly pop to the next song. So there has to be some dip in volume for that to happen. Any questions about development or where it's heading?
Was that with the boom jump, or was that a different jump?
You saw it with the character. It's still the same jump.
But there's still the timing with it?
Yeah. Still, like, if you try to spam the space bar, you'll get stunned for a split second, but you can catch yourself in the fly, so.
Ken was taking advantage of some glitches there.
Yeah.
That's why you saw him, like, climbing walls and moving along the ceiling. The jump
Yeah,
is
it's still a work in progress right there.
Okay.
Yeah, if no one else has any questions, we're done here, so.
The only one we got is tech, right? Yeah, close. Alright guys, so we're going to do level ups now. It looks like this week the only level ups we have are on the tech team. Alright. Is anyone allergic to nuts on the tech team?
That guy.
That guy. Alright, so I'll read them off and Nathan can throw them at your heads. Alright, so Tim Touch.
Seems much.
Or throw it to Michael. I don't know. All right. Ken Miller. All right. Ben Seal.
He's not here.
All right. No, that's all for associate. And then we also have contributor Ethan Bowe. And Jason Plow.
Say something inspiring about how I really appreciate their work.
All right. Nathan said I should say something inspiring about how I really appreciate it. But no, honestly, you guys are doing an awesome job. Maybe for anything else, are you good?